If you're traveling to the UK this year, I can save you between $50 and $100 before this video's over. Because what hardly anyone tells you is that after Brexit, roaming in England stopped being cheap, and buying a physical SIM card at the London airport makes you waste the first hour of your trip. Today I'm going to show you the 12 eSIMs that I personally tested. I'm going to tell you which one is best for you depending on your type of trip, and at the end I'll give you the exact step-by-step guide to buy them without making any mistakes. Before you rush to buy the first eSIM that pops up on Google, let me tell you what I learned the hard way on my first trip to London. An eSIM, simply put, is a digital phone chip. You don't have to open your phone, you don't have to change anything physical, you don't need to use a paper clip or pin on the side of the device. You buy a plan online, you get a QR code by email, you scan it, and your phone connects to a British network as if you had bought a SIM card over there. First time I did it, it seemed way too easy. Now comes the part that almost nobody explains to you. Up until 2020, if you were European, your phone plan worked in England without paying anything extra thanks to the European Union agreement called Roam Like at Home. But after Brexit, the United Kingdom was left out of that agreement, and the major carriers started charging again for using your plan while you were on the British side. And if you're coming from Latin America, you already know that direct roaming can cost you between $8 and $12 a day. The eSIM solves that problem at its root. One more thing before you buy. In the United Kingdom, there are 4 main mobile networks: EE, Vodafone, O2, and 3. The best in rural coverage and speeds, hands down, is EE. If you're planning to leave London and head up to Scotland to explore the Lake District or go to Cornwall, make sure to buy an eSIM that operates on the EE network. That'll keep you from losing signal in the middle of a road trip or on a regional train. The eSIM I recommend to you without a second thought for the United Kingdom is called Saily. And before you think this is an ad, let me explain why. The first thing that gave me confidence was knowing who's behind it. Saily isn't some fly-by-night company that popped up last year. It's a product from Nord Security, the same company that created NordVPN, one of the most widely used privacy services in the world. That already tells you something about the quality of the app and how your personal data is handled. When you travel and connect to unknown networks and airports and cafes, the fact that the company behind your eSIM comes from the cybersecurity world makes a big difference to me. Which network does it use in the UK? It uses EE, the best in the country. That means solid coverage in London, Manchester, Liverpool, and Belfast, and also a good signal in Edinburgh and Glasgow if you head over to Scotland. In rural areas where other carriers drop out, EE keeps working. Now let's talk about prices, which is what really matters. The smallest plan costs you $4.49 for 1 gigabyte for 7 days. If you're going to stay for 2 to 4 weeks, what I recommend is the 10 gigabyte plan for 30 days, which is around $19. And if you do a lot of video, lots of internet calls, or want to share data with someone else, the 20 gigabyte plan is around $30. There are also unlimited plans, but there's some fine print. After 5 gigabytes per day, your speed drops quite a bit. That's why, for most travelers, the fixed 10 or 20 gigabyte plan is the better option. And here comes the detail that really convinced me. In recent independent tests conducted on the EE network, Saily recorded impressive speeds of up to 649 megabits per second. Just for your reference, that is actually significantly faster than the high-speed fiber internet many people currently have at home. As a bonus, the Saily app includes an ad blocker that reduces ads on websites and apps, a web protection feature against malicious sites, and a virtual location that lets you pretend you're in another country. If you ever find that you need to stream your favorite content that's only available in your home country, this specific feature will have you completely covered. Who is Saily ideal for? For the average international traveler who's going to spend between 1 and 4 weeks in the UK and regularly relies on their mobile phone for maps, social media, messaging, and streaming a bit of video content. If that's you, Saily will be more than enough. Now, Saily isn't the only option on the market, and there's a very specific case where I actually prefer another eSIM. The second eSIM I tried in the UK, and one that's worth knowing about, is Airalo. If you've ever looked up information about eSIMs online, you almost certainly came across it first. It's the most popular one in the world, has coverage in over 200 countries, and its store basically works like an Amazon for international eSIMs. In the UK, their product is called UK Mobile. It's not a separate brand or a different service, it's simply the name Airalo gives to its British line. And here's the good news. It operates on the state's network just like Saley does. That means that in terms of coverage and speed, there's no technical difference between the two. Both give you 5G wherever there's 5G, and both cover 99% of the country's population, including England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Let's talk about prices. The smallest plan costs you $4 for 1 gigabyte over 3 days. The 10 gigabyte plan for 30 days is around $20. And if you're someone who uses a lot of data, there's a large plan with 50 gigabytes for 30 days that costs around $40. As you can see, they're very similar to Saley's, with one difference: Airalo is a little more expensive per gigabyte, especially on the smaller plans. So why do I sometimes choose Airalo instead of Saley? Here's the key difference that very few people mention. Airalo offers specialized mobile data plans in the United Kingdom that actually include a fully functional British phone number starting with a +44 country code, which conveniently allows you to make and receive real phone calls as well as standard text messages while you're traveling abroad. This is very rare in the world of travel eSIMs. The vast majority are data only. And if you, for work, for banking procedures, or because you need to receive a verification code by SMS to a UK number, that plan is a lifesaver. If you don't need calls or texts and just want internet, Saley is a better deal for you. It's cheaper per gigabyte and includes the security features I already mentioned. What are Airalo's honest disadvantages? The app doesn't have an ad blocker, web protection, or virtual location. It's a simpler, more traditional eSIM without those privacy extras. And like I said, with smaller plans, it ends up costing you more per gigabyte you use. Saley is for the typical traveler who just wants fast, cheap internet. Airalo is for the special case when you really need a UK number. For the vast majority of trips to the UK, Saley is the best option for speed, price, and included security. Airalo is only worth it if you need a UK number to receive calls or messages during your stay. Remember, I've left the best deals in the video description so you can use whichever one works best for you. And that's it.